Hello, welcome to Savoy Home-Based Older Taller Video of the Week. My name is Miss Cindy Renteria. Thank you once again for joining here, for continuing to watch our videos, for continuing to give your feedback. We are always happy and excited to see you guys again through Zoom. We're happy that you guys are enjoying this activity. We are already moving along to the month of May. We are in May. We see all these flowers blooming. We see all the trees getting green once again. The weather's getting hot. But hey, it's getting very, very nice. And especially for this outdoor activities we can start doing now with our kids. It's so many things that we can explore now. And we're going to get started as we usually do. We start off with our greeting song. We read our book and we move on to our activities. I do want to let you guys know this week is a double visit week. We are trying to close off on our activities by June so we can start our summer vacation and you guys can some time to relax, enjoy family time, of course. So we are going to be discussing two activities for this week. We continue to have one family well-being and one child development center handout for you guys. So I'll go ahead and start. Miss Cindy's here today. Miss Cindy's here today. Clap, clap, clap. Miss Cindy's here today. And of course, moms and dads, by now we're hopefully already incorporating our kids' first name, last name, also saying our mom's name or the teacher's name or daddy's name. We want them to start getting familiarized with their full complete name. And what's awesome of this, one of the activities that I'm going to talk about right now, it talks about our name, helping you guys how to start promoting, introducing their name. But singing is a great way for them to start, for them to learn. They feel as singing is a fun activity. So when they're singing, they're actually learning at the same time while having fun. So we can always say, Miss Cindy Renteria's here, Miss Cindy Renteria's here. So we want to start adding our first and last name as when we sing this song. And also, if we say nicknames, we want to start calling them by their full name. I know sometimes we give nicknames to our children. My daughter has a nickname too. Her name is Melanie, and we call her Melly. But it's important for our children to know their full complete name prior to starting school in August. Many of this of the group that watches this video, Older Taller, is actually transitioning to Head Start in this upcoming August. Exciting! A new chapter. She'll already know their full complete name, and she'll already be starting to try to write their name or the first letter or recognizing their first letter, but we'll discuss a little bit more during this activity. And the book of this week is going to be Farm. This is the book that we have. So we have the front cover of the book. We have the spine in the book. And here we have the back of the book. And this book is Farm. And we have a cow in the front cover of the book. A very pretty looking cow. So we have here a duckling. So we have a duckling, which is a baby duck. He's so tiny and small and yellow. And what is he doing? Quack, 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 quack. We have here a cow. This cow is big and it's tall and it eats a lot of grass. So we have a cow. Moo. That's what the cow sound makes. And here we have if Miss Cindy could flip the page. Oh, here it is. We have a lamb. Look at this pretty lamb, which is ba, ba. Ooh, we have a nice looking rooster. Look at this rooster. Beautiful feathers. What does the rooster say? He says, cock-a-doodle-doo. And he wakes up really bright in the morning. And we have a piglet. Oh, look at this baby pig. It's a piglet. And what does the piglet say? Oink, 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 oink. And we have a sheep. Big, nice, tall sheep. The sheep says, ba, ba. Here we have a goat. It's a big goat. He's ready with his horns. And he's like, wait a minute. What does the goat say? Bah, bah. And we have a duck. This is a beautiful gray brown duck. is ready for her adventure. And now we have a horse. This is a beautiful horse. Who likes horses? Miss Cindy likes horses. And we have a chicken. Uh-oh, Miss Cindy didn't say. The horse says, nay, nay. And we have a chicken here, white chicken. She says, cock-a-doodle-doo. And then we have a cheek. We have a cheek. You can say, beep, 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 beep. And we have a pig here with the oink, oink, oink. And we have a turkey. What does this turkey say? Gobble, 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 gobble. We have a goose. This goose is a little bit taller. You can say it's the cousin of the duck. But it's a little bit bigger than a duck. It's a goose. And we have the end of our book. Remember, moms and dads, we want to make reading a fun activity for our little ones. We want our children to enjoy reading. We want them to look forward to reading a book. And of course, we are our children's first model. If we implement reading in our daily basis, our children will implement it as they grow. This is the perfect time in their childhood and their young years where they can start loving to read books, enjoying to read books, and making this quality time with you and your child, this one-on-one time, is perfect when you do reading time. Let them pick out the book, or, let's trade. You read the book to mommy, or you read the book to daddy. Start practicing circle time. You guys can sit on the floor and have your little one read to you guys, and then you read to them. We want to make reading fun. We want to make those sounds. We want to say, what color do you see? Sometimes, like a small book like this that only has animals, we can go so much further. Where will you see a duck? Where does the duck live? Can you tell me what sound the duck makes? That's an open-ending question. And the goat, which animal do you like? Do you see, is the cow big or is the cow small? We can, extend reading in so much, and you guys are doing an awesome job. And just please continue to read daily, especially now that we have our summer vacation coming up. Reading daily is great, 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 great thing to do. I know right now many of the libraries are not open. You might not have so many books at home, but remember, we can read so many things. One book can be read in so many ways. It doesn't specifically have to be read with the wording that it has there. Also, another good thing you can do is the Children's Museum offers a link where they read books to the children. You can always go to that website and have them read it, and they offer it in both languages. And then another thing you can do is go to YouTube, and you can find books to where you can actually mute it and you be the one reading it, or you can have them read it to your little one, vice versa. And the activity that we have here, which I mentioned, we have two activities. The first one will be That's My Name. Did you got this handout in your packet? Which is That's My Name, and it's about spelling and writing. So what is it that you're going to need for this activity, moms and dads? Is a paper. If you have popsicle sticks or craft sticks, markers, crayons, tape or glue, and of course a book. And how we're going to do this activity is by, you're going to place the materials between you and your little one, and you're going to let her explore with the materials as first. And then you're going to be helping her, you want to write her name in big letters, and Miss Cindy's using my partner's name, which is Miss Sandy. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to get a construction piece of paper, and you're going to write your baby's name. Full name. You want to write their full name. Like you hear Miss Sandy. So if we have Arlette, we want her whole name. If we have, I'm trying to think of another name. We have Sirach. You want to write the whole full name, Sirach. So we want to write our children's complete name here. And what you're going to do is, mom, you're going to write their name down. And what is it you're going to do is you're going to have their finger, your little one's finger, and you're going to want to trace with their finger, trace out the S. And we want to start with the capital letter. Always start their name with a capital letter. So we want to trace their name, every single letter. We're going to trace it with our fingers. We want our little ones to get familiarized with the letters and the hand movements and actions. So you're going to be asking her to trace it with her finger. And then also, you're going to help her or him to practice writing her name, tracing over each letter. So you're going to grab, let's say we use this color blue. So we're going to grab another color. Let's say we want red, or we want the opposite color. We want yellow. And you're going to allow your child to trace it. It might not be perfect, which is normal. It's more than great. You know, practice makes perfect. So what we're doing is practicing. We want our little one to trace every single one. If you have an older toddler, already turned 3 or 3, 10, and they already know how to write their name. So what we want is you're going to start letting them write in a blank sheet of paper. You're going to let them write their name out if they already know how to do the tracing part and everything. And then also together, you're going to count out. I have here, this is another way that you can do. So for the older ones that are already able to write their name, and even the ones that are practicing now, we can start doing this. So you're going to write the name. So if you don't necessarily have popsicle sticks, you can do this. You can write their name. I'm going to show it to you guys now. I'm trying to get it together. We're going to write their name like this. And you're going to cut it out. You're going to cut it out, so you're going to have the letter S, you're going to have the A, you're going to have the N, you're going to have the D, you're going to have the Y. And this is a perfect way for your little ones to actually recognize and learn, and learn every single letter of their name. So this is extending the activity. So you guys can do this. You can tell her this is the letter S, A, N, D, Y. This is your name. And then to make it more challenging, you can place them down, mismatch, and have them grab every single one of them and write their name. And, if they end up grabbing a Y, writing it wrong, it's okay. You keep trying and trying, and this is a perfect way for them to start getting ready for transitioning into school. And also, you want to mix the sticks up. Have your child line them up in the correct order to spell out her name. So you want to keep this in like in a little sandwich bag, in a basket in your table. You want to be able to get it, have it available for your little ones so they can be able to do this activity throughout the week, or let's say in the morning routine. Try to do this daily so it can start memorizing. This is the way we write my name. I have an S in the beginning and I have a Y at the end, and you will see how quickly your little one will start recognizing and writing their name, and so on. Also, what is in it for us in this activity is going to be motor. Children learn through all of their senses. They're learning through all of their senses. Tracing the letters helps build a connection between what the eye see, what the finger feels, and how to move their arms. So when they're tracing, they're doing motor. They're moving their whole arms. Also, tracing over letters with a pencil helps children identify the letters to their names. This builds letters recognition skills needed for early reading. We're promoting writing right now, and what goes hand in hand with writing and language, which is reading, and we're moving forward. Also, connecting across development, we have cognitive. Spelling out a word using craft sticks helps children learn the concept. Many parts can be put together to make something new, similar to a puzzle. And social-emotional, learning to write or spell out their own name builds a children's sense of who they are. Another thing, in motor, children use small muscles in their fingers, hands, and wrists to pick up the position of the crafts in the correct order. So we're working with motor skills, social-emotional, cognitive, everything we're working on with this activity right here. And for the book sharing work we have, as you read together, encourage your child to notice the letters in the words. Pointing out or tracing the letters in the book with her fingers helps your child practice early reading skills. So as example, we have here, have them trace each one of the letters too as you're reading. You can extend this activity to that. Also, in continue learning, one thing that you guys can do is you can use a variety of objects to help your child identify his or her name. Try a similar activity using milk jug lids from letters or magnets. You know, when we have in the milk jug, you know, you can start collecting them, and then on the top you can write S, and then an A, and then an N, and then a D, and have them use them together to write their name out. Or you can even use the magnetic letters that you usually find at a dollar store. You can use that so they can write their name. We have a lot of ways to extend this activity. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we see some handwriting going on. And then the other activity that we have here is marble run, building and problem solving. You guys got this in your handouts. And this is what we're gonna need for this activity: is a cardboard tubes, small balls, tape, and of course a book. And this is what Miss Cindy has here. We have actually rolls. You can use these from the toilet, you know, rolls that are left from the toilet paper rolls. And if you don't have any left over yet, you can always make your own. But this is just a piece of construction. You can use a piece of one of the weekly ads or a construction box or anything to make your little rolls. And this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And this is building and problem solving. Explain that the tubes will be a path for the marble to travel through. Let your child tape the tubes to a door or a wall or however she likes. So we have our tubes here. So what we can do, we can actually you can put them towards the wall, or you can just hold them down or place them like this. And you're going to let your child know that the little ball or the marble that you may have, remember, choking hazard. We want to be with our children when we do this activity. And if you have more of a medium-sized ball, that'll be perfect. You want the ball to be able to come through the tube. Talk with her about the angles and connections as she positions the tubes. How can we make the marble go from one tube to another? Ask her and let's see what they respond. Or what happens if the tube is straight up and down? You know, you want to ask them, do you think the marble, you think if we put it like this, is the marble going to come through? Or what about if we just put it like this next to each other? You know, we want to use open-ending questions for our little ones. Get those brains working. Also, encourage your child to test the layout as she goes. Help her solve problems if the marble doesn't roll where she wants it to. Why do you think the marble stopped? Or why do you think the marble fell out? And of course, let your child play with this as long as they want. You know, we have here, you can put this one like this, or you can put this one a little bit more angled and see if they all come through. This is a really fun activity, and you're going to see they're going to really enjoy this. And you can put these two here and then this one here and let the marble come in. And if you see, they're going to start problem solving on themselves. They're going to realize if I put it like this, and the table, the marble stops, it doesn't go nowhere. But if I release it, the marble's going to come out. And what's in it for us in this activity is going to be cognitive. And like always, we want our children to keep playing until they're interested. We want them to continue to play as long as they want to be interested in this activity. Awesome. What's in it for us is in cognitive. When children use trial and error tests, different ways to set up the tubes, they develop problem-solving skills. Children collect and analyze information as they build. For example, did the marble go through the stick or did it get stuck? Then they make an adjustment and improvements to their creation. With experience, children will begin to use their observations to make changes to their design. So they'll start connecting the dots. Like, if I hold it like this, the marble doesn't go nowhere. If I hold it like this, it goes all the way through. So they're going to start seeing how they're going to start problem solving. And of course, connecting across development, which we have motor. Reaching and stretching to connect the tubes exercises both large and small muscles. It also helps children develop coordination movements. Also, in social emotional, children may need to work through their frustrations and persist in order to find the best way to build the maze. Of course, you might see your little one get frustrated, like, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't go through. Patience is key. We want to continue to help them and guide them. Also, language. When children answer questions about what happened and describe what's going to happen next, they use past and future verb tense. And a safety tip, like I mentioned, always supervise your children when using marbles or small objects. Of course, they're going to be a choking hazard. So we want to be very, very mindful and be with them when we do this activity. And book sharing, we have at this age, children's curiosity kicks in when they notice the difference between what they expect and what actually happens. Your child is learning to notice patterns and letters and shapes that give her an idea of what word might be next. If it's different from what she expects, she may want to know why. This is the age time when we have all these why, but why, mommy? And that's perfect. I know sometimes we may be like, oh my God, that's the 20th why in one day, which is fine. That's what we want. We want our children to have language. We want them to speak. And that's going to keep them, encouraging them to continue to speak, to continue to ask questions. If we answer, they'll ask. That's what we want. And here, what we have here is Parenting Styles, which is a handout you guys received. And this one is practical tips for parenting. I was reading this, of course, and it has a lot of good information here, a lot of good tips that, any parent can use and benefit from them. I'm going to go ahead and read one of them. And of course, like it says here, because kids don't come with an instructional manual. No, they don't. Also, parents don't come with instructional manual. So we have here is a tip for parenting. I'm going to read a few. Give your child choices, such as what color socks to wear or choosing between two vegetables for a snack. Also, praise positive behavior and always reaffirm love for your child. We want to give our children positive behavior. We want to hug them. Also, clearly explain the behavior you expect in advance. You want to explain it to them. Let's say you're going to a grocery store. For example, before going to a shopping trip, you want to say, you must stay in the cart and we won't be buying anything that is not on mommy's list. Would you like to add one item to the list before we get there? So this is something that you can do in advance. You can say, mommy has her list and this is what we're going to buy. And you can always, to make it fun and to see if they're included, you want to add one thing to the list, but you got to stay in the cart and we're going to go aisle by aisle and we're going to get what mommy has on her list. That's perfect. That's another activity. And you're just being a parent. You're giving them an extra activity because you can let them know this is what we're getting. And when they see it, they can tell you, oh, mommy, here are the oranges. Mommy, the tomatoes. You could start, making it into an activity. Also, you want to balance care, discipline, and respect. By giving your child freedom of thought and expression, enforcing limits, and practicing positive communication, you can solve problems and promote responsibility in your child. And what we have here in Parenting Styles, this is something that you can review over. And it says here, identify your style. As a parent, do you relate more to A, B, or C? The enforcer, the negotiator, or the yielder? So you might want to read over this. And you may be identified with more than one group based on what is it that you're most related to in your parenting styles, likely. On the enforcer, we have, my child should obey me and not be punished if they do not. And then in negotiator, we have, I have high standards and enforce the rules consistently. And then on the yielder, if I discipline my child, I'm afraid he or she won't love me. So you can go over this, the parenting styles, and you can see if you're an enforcer, if you're a negotiator, if you're a yielder. And then on the bottom, it says using your strength. So if you're an enforcer, it tells you what strength is for being an enforcer. If you're a yielder, it's telling you what is your strength as being a yielder. And you can use these strengths and what it is in your parenting style. And it gives you ideas here and tips on how is it that you can use your strength to be able to get all these great tips to be an awesome parent as you guys already are. And what we have here on for our parent-child, another handout that we have, which is from this parenting, the preschooler handout that you guys received in your packet. This one is more for responding to scary events, and this one gives you, tips on how to help a preschooler process scary events. Sometimes, as parents, we need that guidance, that tip on how we can handle a situation similar to a scary event. So what we have here is watch for changes in behavior such as tantrums, loss of appetite, or usually quiet or angry behavior. You can also distracting children from feeling sad or worried won't make the feeling go away. Instead, notice children's feelings and help children find ways to feel better. I see you're sad. I feel sad sometimes too, and it helps when I talk about it or ask for a hug. Also, be truthful when talking about scary events. If it means saying, I don't know why this happened, it is scary, but I love you and I'm going to take care of you. So we want to be truthful to them. Also, encourage play. Children often work through their fears when drawing and playing, making make-believe. Keep your routines familiar. Environments and patterns can help reduce help your children feel secure. Also, calm parent, a calm child. What frightens children? In most cases, they are scared by the tension and uncertainty they observe as their own parents and caregivers watch the news. When we turn the volume up and obsessively watch the news reports with worried brows like this, our children get worried too. And sometimes we don't do it intentionally, but sometimes we're looking at something in the news and we're like, oh my God, oh my, just like that. And our little ones are actually looking at us. So, of course, calm parent, calm child. Teaching children through our actions. Children look to the adults around them for cues and how to respond. If parents and other caregivers are calm, children will also respond calmly. Check your own emotional response to events to prevent stress in children. We don't want our children to be stressing, but like normally I say, we are our children's model. They observe us all times. They hear us. They listen to us. So we are their first teacher and role model. So if we're calm and if we handle a situation calmly, they will handle a situation calmly. If we scream and shout, they will do the same thing and throw tantrums and everything. You guys can continue reading these handouts. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns, you can always ask your home visit or myself, Ms. Cindy Renteria, for any questions or suggestions. Also, I want to let you guys know that on the May 14th, we are going to be having a parent meeting. I hope you guys can join us. Today we had our socialization with our Children's Museum, which it went awesome. And thank you all the mommies and daddies that joined us. We are always happy to have Gisela with us, and her activities are always great, and you guys enjoy them, and we love to see you guys creating along with your little one, which is awesome. Next, we have our parent meeting May 14th. This is the last parent meeting of the year. We are going to finish and conclude with our parent meeting. And then also we have one transition socialization, which is for May 21st. And it's our last one of the year. And our little ones are getting ready to go to Head Start. Mommies, are you excited? It's a bittersweet moment because I have a few of my students that have been with me 2 or 3 years and they're going on to Head Start, but it makes me happy. And it keeps me calm to know that they've been in this program and they're going to have a smooth transition, as we know they will have a smooth transition. Thank you once again for having me. My name is Miss Cindy Renteria, and I see you next week.